Welcome to Genoa, birthplace of Christopher Columbus.
Here we are in front of the statue of Giuseppe Garibaldi, who was one of the main instigators of the unification of Italy back in the late 1800s, where they had lots of different city-states, but they all came together to make one Italy.
Italia.
Italia.
Buongiorno.
There's a lovely building behind us, but it's relatively new. It's only 1827. Some of these buildings around here were built in the 1600s. So we're going to go off and have a bit of a look.
Okay, let's go. Well, just listening to those bells made Peter and I question, how do they get those bells up into that tower? It's very intriguing. I thought maybe by a pulley system. You have any ideas?
I think probably a UFO flew them up there.
Oh, you're very funny. Well, we made it by funicular to a place called Rihi. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's spelled Righi. And what a spectacular view of looking over all of Genoa. It's really beautiful. I actually learnt the correct pronunciation of that little town on the top of the funicular, and it's pronounced as Reghi Hill. I don't know about you, but I love a beautiful fountain. And in Italy, fountains are everywhere. And this one here in Genoa is quite beautiful.
So, if there's one place in the world you'd like to be at the moment, where would that be?
Cinque Terre, of course.
And here we are. We are in Cinque Terre.
How lucky are we? Let's go. Beautiful Cinque Terre is sometimes known as the Italian Riviera. It has 5 towns that began life as medieval fortified settlements, each protected by a castle overlooking the sea, guarding against the Saracen raiders. We arrived by train to the town of La Spezia, where we made it our home base. It was easy for us to then walk to the train station to visit each of these towns. The 5 towns from north to south are Monterosa, Vernazza, Cornelia, Manarola and Rio Maggiore. The towns are easily accessible by trains and boats that connect them together. Our first stop is Rio Maggiore. We braced ourselves for a long winding walk and many steps. is just going to check out and see what the water temperature is like. How is it?
Not too bad. Not warm, but cold.
That's good.
But we're gonna try it. I like it.
How's that for you?
Just awesome bread, right?
Too bad.
So it sounds good. Should be good.
Good morning from La Spezia in Cinque Terre. It's around about 10 o'clock in the morning. Sun's out, it's quite warm, and today we are heading to a place called Porto Venere, and we're doing it by boat. So that'll be something nice. They say that Porto Venere is just as beautiful as Rio Maggiore and Manarola. So we're looking forward to a bit of time out in the sea.
Era 6 anni che ero lì. No, guarda, io nella mia vita nemmeno quando
Where would you like to sit?
Well, we've got a few options.
I'll let you decide.
Sit.
The moment we stepped off the boat, our first glimpse on the picturesque harbour, surrounded by a wall of colourful buildings, we knew we'd love our time in this old fisherman's village. The old town of Porto Venere is hidden behind the facade of the buildings that you see from the harbour. We entered the medieval town through Porta del Borgo, the old city gate.
So this here is the symbol of Genoa. It's a red cross on a white background, and this particular place was part of Genoa. So Genoa basically controlled Porto Venere until about the 18th century.
Once inside, we found a labyrinth of narrow streets, stairways and tiny passageways, plenty of shops and cafes. Well, I've been pronouncing Porto Venere as Venere, but in fact I heard someone call it, a local that is, call it Venere. So it's Porto Venere. So there you go, the pronunciations. It's easy to do. We made our way slowly up towards San Pietro Church. It has the best location in town. It stands on top of a rock and is surrounded by the beautiful azure blue water from three sides. It almost looks like a fortified castle. Next to the church is Lord Byron's grotto. The Bay of Poets gets its name because the area was so beloved by the English poets. Lord Byron often stayed here, and he would swim across the bay to visit his fellow poet Shelley. Nowadays it's just a nice place to swim.
It's amazing to think that two famous poets in Lord Byron and Percy Bysshe Shelley were living in the same place in Italy at the same time.
St. Pietro's Church was built in the 12th century. It's noted for its black and white bands. We left Cinque Terre bound for Venice, a 4-hour train trip. I had two things in mind that I wanted to do in Venice. The first one was a gondola ride, and the second was to head over to Murano to watch the beautiful glass-blowing workshops. Venice, the capital of northern Italy's Veneto region, is built on more than 100 small islands in a lagoon in the Adriatic Sea. It has no roads, just canals, including the Grand Canal thoroughfare lined with Renaissance and Gothic palaces. The central square, Piazza San Marco, contains St. Mark's Basilica, which is tiled with Byzantine mosaics, and the Campanile bell tower. Venice is built on 118 small islands and linked by no fewer than 400 bridges.
Oh, what a day that we've had so far. It's just after lunchtime, and so far we've had a lovely ride on a gondola through the canals of Venice, and we have battled the crowds, and we're just only saying that it's only early June, and we just cannot imagine what it will be like here in July or August. But we knew that travelling. So now we're on another boat and we're heading over to Murano. We were here a number of years ago and we didn't even actually make it over to Murano, but this time we said we're going to Murano just to check out the beautiful glasses. Finally, we've made it to Murano, famous for its glass blowing. So we're heading up to a glass blowing art shop. We're going to check out all the glass blowers.
People ask, what is so special about Murano glass? It's special because it is an art form that exists on Murano for over 1,000 years. It's famous because it's handmade by highly skilled master artisans. Each item they create is a work of art. So let's meet one of these famous artisans and see what he creates.
You can see you're in the real furnace, and you can see blowpipes, scissors, pliers, all the tools for the wood. So no machines, so every piece is unique, original, handmade. Rolling the blowpipe.
Ti può fare vedere, si può toccare.
Okay, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much. What do you think about all of this? Lots of beautiful artwork here, isn't there? I don't even know where to begin. It's just so beautiful.
Now you may ask the question, did I buy something? Of course I did. In our next episode, we head off to Slovenia, the green heart of Europe, full of myths and legends. We also visit the cities of Prague and Budapest, where we feel the vibe and explore the history.